Hello everyone, I'm Dee Brown, I'm the studio head of Beenox, and we just recently announced Spider-Man Edge of Time, which stars both Spider-Man 2099 and Amazing Spider-Man. And today I have the chance to be with Peter David.
Who's in there?
Who's the co-creator of Spider-Man 2099?
Who are you talking to?
we've been working with Peter actually to craft
the hell is in there?
To craft the story to craft the story of Spider-Man 2099 in Edge of Time. So basically, Peter, I mean, we've actually brought you on board pretty early in the process,
yes.
And you've been incredibly helpful in doing the story. So can you talk a bit more about maybe how you came up with Spider-Man 2099 in the first place?
Well, actually, if we're going to be technically accurate, okay, kids, Marvel Comics was the one that actually conceived of the notion of Spider-Man 2099. They were going to develop the entire Marvel universe of 2099, and I was one of several writers asked to pitch our view of how we would do Spider-Man 2099. We each came up with our own individual concept and submitted it. And they went with mine. I mean, from what I was told, supposedly I was the only writer who didn't have his pitch start off with a descendant of Peter Parker.
Oh,
you know, I just took it, you know, it's a totally different guy with totally different priorities. And basically what I did was, in putting the character and his alter ego together, I pretty much zigged where every place where Stan and Steve, you know, zagged. Instead of having him be a teenager, he's an adult and he has a job. It's, you know, so he's not chronically unemployed and having problems with money. Yeah. Instead of being an orphan, he has a mother and a brother. Instead of having trouble with girls, he has a fiancée. You know, just instead of always making wisecracks, he's completely silent when he is Spider-Man, but when he's out of costume, he's a total wise-ass. Yeah. You know, that's, you know, I just tried to do everything different every step of the way. And it resulted in a character that people seem to have embraced, even though it was years ago that the book was even being published.
Yeah, oh, totally. I mean, I, for one, can talk about Spider-Man 2099 when we first saw that universe, like when we were doing Shattered Dimension, and we were completely thrilled by that universe, and that's why we kind of decided to push that furthermore in Edge of Time. And I was so in Edge of Time, what were you trying to tell as a story?
Well, I mean, the thing is that some of the basic elements of Edge of Time were already in place when I was brought on board. I mean, Beenox did an excellent job of coming up with some of the, you know, the basic story beats, and was, you know, that the concepts, which I'm not going to specifics because we want you to buy the game, kids. But it was really more of a process of throwing around ideas. I mean, to be perfectly honest, with one or two exceptions, if you asked about who came up with which idea, it would be very hard for me to say, because when I went up to Beenox, we basically sat in a conference room from 9 to 5 for 5 days in a row, and just hammered out all the major story beats, all the locations in Alchemax, all the things that, you know, the players are going to be discovering. You know, we worked it all out in that room and really brought together into one coherent narrative. So, you know, it would be kind of vain for me to say, well, I did this and I did that, because this was genuinely a team effort.
Yeah. Well, I, for one, I mean, I happen to have read the script, and I know that you've done an incredible job. And for everybody at home, well, I mean, you're going to have to wait until this fall to read this man's incredible work.
You poor devils. But it's worth waiting for, honest.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Peter.